Hey guys, thought I'd do an update. We're starting to get worried up here. There's Kulika. She's been doing some big work here. We're preparing for a fire. Let's go into Avery and I'll talk some more. Today looks nice. Let me tell you how it was the other day. Yeah, in Avery now. The birds are out here today because we got to try and give them something, and we had some really bad days lately, some bad wind and bad smoke, and we had them in the house with the air cleaner going non-stop. So yeah, I was showing you the trees there. All those trees we had to move from the house there because it's a fire hazard, and like they've been there for years since we moved here because we didn't know where to plant them yet, so we kept them there, and over that time they were growing right through the pots, the roots into the ground. Let's see, Kulika will show one.
Yeah, that's their survival mechanism. They would have never survived this long in these tiny pots. Look at that.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a big job. She's been doing that. She's been working hard to get them away from the house. I actually had a fire coordinator come here the other day and he told us some things. Yeah, I called the coordinator actually on Saturday, and I said, we'd like to discuss some things with you. How can we become more fire ready and stuff? Because we know you know, you have to do something. And he said, I'll come to your place. I couldn't believe it. He's so busy, he's working day and night, and he said, I'll come and check your place out. And he came out here, and as soon as he saw all those plants, those trees by the window, he said, that's got to go, because your house is set up pretty good, but if you have something like that against it and it starts burning, then it's going to torch the house. And he told me there's some trees behind the house, they're going to have to come down. But he said, wait on that. He said, I hate to tell you, you got to chop down everything. You got a beautiful yard and everything, but let's just wait. He says, you know, the fire is not right here yet, but it's been very unpredictable, these fires, and well, actually predictable. They're growing like monsters, and then they just rumble in if the wrong or right conditions, whatever you want to call it, and they're just burning down everything. So we're getting fire ready. I asked them, like, around our yard we got some tall grass now and stuff. I said, should I be cutting that, or is that a dangerous thing to do? And he said, no, actually, no, cut it, he says, because, you know, fire can burn right through that. And I noticed a lot of people around there not cutting anything. He said he's never heard of fire starting from a lawnmower. He said, no, cut that down. If you want, take your lawnmower. So I've been taking out my my weeder there, that thing I have, the gas trimmer, and I've done a bunch of cutting around the house and everything. And, you know, I'm going to continue to do it. And those trees, they're back there. They're not the tallest trees, you know, they might be 20, 25 footers, and they're not that big, but there's about, I think I counted 12 of them. He said they'll have to all come back, and then there's a wood, wet all that. Then they said start wetting around the area and everything, keep it wet. And, you know, you don't get these things for nothing too. Yeah, he said go get a pump, a gas pump, and I see you have a pond, then run it from there. So I looked into it, it's about $1,200. Get the pump, and then I'm going to need 200 feet of hose at least. And then it's like fire hose. Like I asked, can I get one that can fit like a garden hose type? So you can get a smaller gas pump, but then you got to convert it for the hose and all. Like, we're just going to use the well for now. Actually, we've dried out the well a couple times. We're watering so much, and it comes back. It's a good well, but you know, we can't really worry about a well if the place burns to the ground. So she's preparing those trees, and she's planting them in an area like that or wherever. I'm not sure exactly where, but somewhere there. And
cutting the pots.
She's cutting the pots, yeah. But look at all the fuel here. I said, if it's green, is that good? It doesn't matter. It'll burn anything, green or not. Because I thought, you know, they're saying water everything so it's greened up, and that means nothing, he said. He said, doesn't matter if the grass is green or brown, it'll burn. Once the fire comes through, it burns anything. because they've been fighting fires, they know. So I've done some videos before. Sometimes I'm more optimistic because we're just going by what we hear. Like, I don't know anything. They'll say, oh, this is good and that's good, and then communities are burning down here in Saskatchewan. There's a place called Denair Beach. We went there one year for a holiday many years ago. I think it's all burnt down. Cabins and houses and businesses, and I thought, what's going on? I saw in the news a woman showed the home, beautiful home there, and then the updated picture, it's just the bricks coming up to her front house, lost everything. And that's just one. There's hundreds that are burnt. And then in Northern Saskatchewan, in the north, they have to evacuate all the people, and places are burning, and it's just insane. And you know, ours might go with it, but what's our place, right? One little place, you know, who cares? But he didn't say that. He said, we'll fight tooth and nail. He said, we will try to save your home. He said, we won't save the garage. Our main focus is saving your home. But you know, it's very uneasy, guys. You try to calm down and relax, but it's always in the back of your mind. And if you had plans to do something, or you just don't got no energy. Like, she's doing what she has to do because of the fire preparation, but just everything's on hold now. You just don't know anything. So the poor animals don't know any better. Look, there's Cassie. Sonny's by the door there. They trust us that we're doing the best for them. And we are. These animals mean everything to us. They're our family. I treat them the same. They're my family. They're in my house. They're my family. And I'm sure the hell ain't leaving without them. We had some offers to go places, but when they find out about our pet situation, well, I don't know about the birds, and that dog is kind of big, you know. He might have to be tied up outside in the garage, and I'm thinking, well, who am I to argue, right? It's their place. I don't have no rights there. I'm just trying not to burn alive, you know? But people got their own problems. We're not going there. And then someone else said that they're not sure about the birds, and you know. And then in Larange, I heard they all had to evacuate. Like, just on a moment, all the pets had to stay behind. That's terrible. You know, I'm sure some with cars and vans, they threw their dog or cat in, but some people had to be boarded onto a bus. They can't bring them, and they were taking them to a shelter. You know, it's like a prison. You're on a cot beside someone you don't know, and yeah, you're out of the danger, but what about your pets? No, I'll sleep in the damn car first. And I don't know where we're going. Like, I don't have a clue. Thanks, David, for your offer. You know, but that's quite far from here, that place. And like David said, go to a church, and they help out people in need. Yeah, that's I know, thank you. But we kind of want to be in the area, and we're thinking of a little trailer. Because at least with a little trailer, you can haul it somewhere else, and you can take it out to it. Maybe a farmer field, if you can ask someone, can I park it there if they're not using the land? And they might say yes, they might say no, I don't know. But I'd worry about that later. But the pets are coming, I'll never leave them. And they don't evacuate you that easy. They evacuate the big centers, because where are the people going to go, right? There could be thousands of people, and they got to get them out because pandemonium. So, but he told us, the fire coordinator, places like yours that are more isolated, it's based on a per need basis. So I heard a story, one guy up north, you know, not right around here, he wasn't told to evacuate. Flames are everywhere, you know, all around, across the river and everything. And he was in the house, and a helicopter landed on the driveway. This is a true story. He landed on the driveway, he went in the house and said, there's a big tree on fire right in your yard. Like, it's not like he's that shocked because the fire was all around, but what I'm getting at, they're not evacuating him. And, you know, if you don't get evacuated, you don't get any benefits. So if we go do what we want to do, it's all out of my pocket, and I'm going to drain all my money. So, I mean, to stay alive, you got to do what you got to do, but hopefully there's a next year, and if you drain all your money, oh, you fought that last year, you got through it, and then, oh well. You know, and unless they evacuate us, a civil evacuation, it's got to be official. I don't get any insurance either, like any to help with going anywhere. If there's anywhere to go, there's not. There's thousands of people. There's some sleeping in their car right in the parking lot of a shopping mall or hotel because there's no room for them. So, you know, this is really dire situation, and maybe this place will be spared, and maybe it won't. So I'm sorry if I'm upsetting some of you, but we kind of know a lot of you, and why can't I be truthful with you and honest? Like, we're worried. We really are. And you know, I told the guy, the coordinator, I said, you know, our snow just melted end of April, and then a week later there's a big fire? You can say, oh, there's no rain. How could you even get a chance to have rain? Like, he said, oh, fire season starts end of... I said, I know it starts early, but the snow, and we had quite a bit of snow, and he agreed we did. He lives in the area. And it melts, it's gone. 1 week later, there's a monster fire because it's too dry. How would you get rains anyways that quick? They're saying this is really unusually early, like, usually later they're developing. They're like, so fast. So we're very tense right now, it's very stressful. And last night, actually, guys, it was like a science fiction movie. It was so cold here, like, it was freezing cold, and it did freeze. Kulika lost a bunch of plants in the garden. You imagine, in June? Today it's 26 Celsius. That's almost 80 Fahrenheit. But last night it was just, and then the smoke was thick. And then one thing I never seen before, I've never seen this. It was like snowing, and it wasn't snow, it was ash. The cars were covered in ash. And I was wearing a double mask, an N95, and then a normal mask. Because, you know, it was really bad. You don't want to breathe that. You're breathing in huge particles. You can see them. So, it's just incredible what's going on here. And not for anything good. I don't know what's going on. Like, and I hear there's some rain coming this weekend. You're going to see this video. I don't know by that time. Are we going to get it? I think the weatherman should be hung if he's wrong, because it's all over our news in Saskatchewan. Some good news, some rain's coming. It's going to be a nice little rain. It won't put everything out, but it'll really help and boost your morale and stuff. What if it misses, you know? I'll believe it when I feel it, and I'll be out dancing in it. So guys, you know, like I said, she lost some plants. In the greenhouse is all right, but she covered everything in there too. She didn't take a chance. So that's what you're dealing with. Freezing weather, and like, we've had 2 frosts in the past 2 days. Warm in the day, and then sometimes smoke. The wind shifted from the south, so that's why I'm standing out here like this. So the birdies are out with us here. And today the air is nice. The fires are all to the north. I don't know if you can see anything. There's fire cloud in the distance up there. I don't know if you can see that, but it's blowing that way, so that helps. But once it shifts, and it wasn't like it was windy last night, just all of a sudden the yard was just like thick, like you could throw an axe there and it would stick. It really was raining ash. And we were in the house, we closed everything, it was all tight in there, and we had the air cleaner going, and it was okay. It was good. I really couldn't smell nothing. It was good. But if you had to run outside, when I took the pup out for her last washroom break, I was masked up, and Kulika did some more covering in her garden and stuff, and then we just came in and went to bed. We were exhausted. The coordinator said, don't worry, we'll do our best. And he's marked us as a high priority. He knows we're not near any town or anything, so we're on our own. He knows about us, it's marked. We're not going to be left out. I have all the alert apps on my phone. I hear a helicopter in the distance. They're working hard too. They're trying to keep it out of here. We don't have the fire here, but you know, like I said, those towns, like Denair Beach, they didn't think that we had the fire way before them. A fire started and it just roared across their lake and burnt the town down. La Ronge, same kind of thing. Came out of nowhere and then it's going into the town. And there's many other places. I don't mean to miss other places. Many other people have lost stuff or suffering or scared, and like, I don't know. So guys, I'm going to let you go. I've been looking at little trailers, and then you think maybe it's a piece of junk, and you pay $5,000 for it. Sure, he says it's in great shape and everything. Why are you selling it? Then you see other at $37,900, $47,000, $150,000. Like, come on. Like, maybe a little older clean one, maybe $6,000, $7,000. Is there something out there like that? I don't know. I guess you got to go see it. But I don't. Maybe that might be our best bet if we have to, because we can't find anything. And if you do, you get kicked out. We can stay for 2 or 3 nights if they take the birds and the cat. A lot of them don't take cats. Never mind birds. And small shedding dogs I've seen. One place, a nice resort, no dogs. Well, what the hell is life? No one has pets? I'm not just worried about myself and keeping my ass comfortable. We got other responsibilities, right? Like, have a heart. It's all about money, you know, and they're greedy and they want to take advantage of it. And then even for a second person someplace, a big giant place, if you have a second person, 25 more a night. The place houses 10 people. Why? I could see a 1-room shack. Anyways, I'm pretty frustrated. See you in the next one, hopefully.